I am literally screaming. My brain is actively rotting inside my skull from reality television, but I physically, I cannot look away.
Please, my eardrums are begging for mercy right now.
I refuse to look away because today we aren't just watching a show. We are witnessing a live psychological experiment on, the human desire for stability.
But also same. Completely the same. It's a beautiful, terrifying disaster.
Babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, today's chat has us questioning whether love is even, a real concept anymore.
Honestly, yeah.
Because Married at First Sight continues to absolutely test our faith in humanity.
It is testing my faith in marriage, in matchmaking algorithms, in the male species as a whole, honestly.
Truly.
And in my own life, choices that led me to sitting here analyzing the behavioral patterns of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your iced coffee?
Oh, obviously.
Because I am on my third cold brew and my hands are actively vibrating. Caffeine is literally the only thing getting me through this level of relationship chaos.
Yeah. Iced coffee is on deck, girl. The condensation is pooling on my desk as we speak.
Good. We're going to need it.
I desperately need it. Because before we even get into the absolute delusion that is happening in Seattle right now, we need to talk about our own romance delusions.
Oh, we are starting with the delusions early today.
Okay.
We need to set the baseline for the Snark Squad listening. If you were doing this or just dating in general, what is the perfect first date? Let's spiral for a second.
Let's dissect the psychology of the first date then.
Hear me out. I want the hyper-romantic, pull out all the stops, expensive dinner.
Right?
I want dim lighting. I want someone to pull out my chair. I want an obscure wine list where he actually knows what he's ordering, but he asks for my preference first,
Right?
I want the tiny details, the absolute devotion. A date that genuinely impresses me and says, I am valuing your time.
Okay, wow.
I want the effort to reflect how much they want to be there. Is that too much to ask?
Yes, in this economy, with this dating pool. Yes, it absolutely is.
Look, I'm analytical. You know this.
Mm.
I actually do not trust the expensive dinner date right out of the gate.
What? Why not?
From a behavioral standpoint, it feels like a performance.
Well, yeah, but a good one.
No, it feels like a distraction technique.
Mm-hmm.
You are sitting across from someone in a highly curated, controlled environment, right? Where money is being used as a substitute for genuine personality.
Okay, rude. But go on.
My perfect first date is adventurous, or even just simple, but highly thoughtful.
Simple, like a coffee walk. Absolutely not. No coffee walks?
No, I didn't say that.
A coffee walk is zero investment, babes.
No, not a low-effort coffee walk. I'm talking about, say, an obscure museum exhibit about something totally weird.
Okay, I'm listening.
Followed by grabbing street food. I want to see how this person reacts to unpredictability.
Oh, like a test.
Exactly. Can they handle a delayed train?
Right.
Can they laugh if the street food spills on their shoe?
Right, right.
The expensive dinner is a controlled vacuum. I want to see them in the wild. That's the detail that impresses me. Adaptability. How do they handle the uncontrollable variables of life?
Okay, that's actually super valid. The true test of character is a minor inconvenience.
Always.
But babes, let's be realistic. We don't know if this is ever happening for either of us because men are trash worldwide.
A universal sociological truth.
The dating apps, disastrous, complete wasteland.
Horrific.
You swipe and it's just a sea of men holding up fish they just caught.
Always the fish.
Or guys who respond to a really thoughtful question with haha, yeah.
Right. The lack of effort.
The absolute lack of effort is staggering. It makes me question if romance is completely dead. Is romance just living inside movies and books now?
Pretty much.
Is the bar genuinely sitting in the Earth's core?
The bar is not in the Earth's core. The bar has been mathematically eradicated.
Truly.
Men on these apps are out here thinking a U-up text at 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday is the height of courtship. But let's look at why that is. Dating apps have gamified human connection.
Oh, absolutely.
They have created this illusion of infinite choice, which paradoxically strips away the necessity for effort. It's the curation of control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You are swiping on a 2D profile, trying to perfectly curate your life to avoid any real vulnerability.
Exactly. It's exhausting trying to control everything. But you know what isn't exhausting?
What?
Delusional travel shopping.
Oh my God, yes.
Snark Squad, gather round, because we need to tell you about our latest travel memory, which perfectly highlights this exact need for chaos.
It really does.
We were recently wandering through what can only be described as the Ethiopian version of Canal Street.
The sensory overload was immediate and aggressive,
Yeah.
and I loved every psychological second of it.
It was incredible. The smells of spices, the absolute chaos of the crowds,
They're yelling.
and the endless stalls of knockoff bags, shoes, literally everything.
So much stuff.
The excitement of haggling for a fake designer bag, unmatched adrenaline.
You were feral.
I was ready to buy an entirely new wardrobe right then and there.
You really were.
I looked at you at one point holding a highly questionable Prada bag, and I was fully ready to leave my entire real life behind and just become a market hag.
I had to physically restrain you from buying a neon green tracksuit that had a logo that was just a subtle misspelling of Gucci.
It was amazing.
It said Gussie with a Y.
And I told you it's camp.
And I was like, it's a copyright infringement and a mistake.
We almost returned home with nothing but fake designer goods and incredible stories.
I still kind of wish you bought the Gussie suit.
Okay. But that kind of chaotic energy, the unpredictability, that's what I want in a business partner.
Oh, no.
Which brings me to our biggest career delusion.
We're sharing the clinic idea publicly.
We are. Snark Squad, our wildest future dream is opening a joint dental clinic in 2028.
For the record, neither of us are dentists.
Minor details.
We need to make that explicitly clear for legal and ethical reasons.
We'll hire the dentists, babes. We are the visionary owners.
Right, the visionaries.
Let's debate this. What does the dream clinic look like? Because combining our personalities in a sterile medical setting is going to be pure, unadulterated chaos.
Well, the waiting room alone would be a study in behavioral design.
Oh, boy.
My side of the waiting room would be minimalist, soundproof, with calming beige tones,
Boring.
and scientifically backed ambient noise to lower patient heart rates. Complete environmental control.
And my side would have a neon sign that says, "Smile, babes." A full iced coffee bar, which is, okay, counterintuitive for teeth, I know.
Extremely.
But reality TV playing on a 70-inch screen, and a mandatory debriefing station where you spill your local gossip before you get your teeth cleaned.
Our friendship would instantly, spontaneously combust.
No, it wouldn't.
The first time a patient complains that the reality TV volume is giving them a migraine, I would lock you out of the building.
You would not.
You want chaos, I want control.
But we'd be manifesting success, bestie. We'd build an empire. The Snarky Smiles Clinic, it's happening.
Sure. Right after we get our fake dental licenses from that market in Ethiopia.
Exactly. But speaking of that trip, do you remember when we were in that taxi leaving the market and the driver had this old school radio playing?
Yes, I do. The static, the signal fading in and out as we drove through the dusky streets.
It instantly transported me back in time.
Yeah.
Before the on-demand algorithmic scrolling era, you know?
Absolutely.
It was just this nostalgic feeling of hearing music and voices and not knowing what was coming next. You couldn't skip. You just had to experience it.
Right.
Entertainment felt so fundamentally different then.
Because there was a specific kind of magic to the unpredictability. You didn't curate the vibe, the universe curated the vibe for you.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Today, our entire existence, from our Spotify playlists to our dating app filters to my imaginary sterile dental clinic, is about aggressively controlling every microsecond of our environment.
So true.
The radio was a surrender to the chaos.
A surrender to the chaos. Wow. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
That's the thematic link here, bestie. Because modern dating apps are just an attempt to perfectly curate and control the uncontrollable reality of human emotion.
Precisely.
Which is exactly why these people go on Married at First Sight, to completely surrender that control to the experts.
Honestly, it's a massive behavioral leap.
But babes, enough about our own love lives and life plans. Let's get into these marriages, because somehow these couples make us feel more prepared than they are.
The transition is flawless, and the sentiment is terrifyingly accurate.
Welcome to Seattle, Snark Squad.
Season 20.
The Forever Starts in Seattle premiere. We have entered a completely new era of this madness.
A massive vibe shift. The show is strictly on Peacock now, which means we are fully streaming.
Yes.
And we have a record-breaking cast of 14 singles.
7 couples.
That is so many messy dynamics to keep track of.
It's so much.
But too many variables. My analytical brain is already short-circuiting trying to map out the red string on my conspiracy board.
I know. But the biggest shift.
The departure from the Pastor Cal era.
End of an era, truly. I'm going to miss his deep sighs when couples were acting up.
And the introduction of the new relationship experts. Paul C. Brunson, bringing that intense UK format heat.
We love him.
alongside Dr. Lisa Pass.
Okay, I have thoughts on this. I actually love this shift.
Really?
I think Paul C. Brunson is bringing exactly what this franchise desperately needed, his directness.
Mm.
The group therapy format.
Oh, here we go.
It forces these couples out of their isolated little bubbles. When they just hide in their shared apartments for 8 weeks, they can easily mask their toxic traits.
Well, obviously.
Group therapy forces them to face each other, and it holds up a mirror to their own dysfunction. It's a real path to actual growth and healing.
Take the rose-colored glasses off and put them directly in the trash, babes.
Hey.
You think the group therapy format is for healing?
Yes.
It is an obvious, blatant producer manipulation tactic designed for maximum drama.
Oh, come on.
Think about the sociology of it. They are taking 14 highly stressed, emotionally volatile people who just legally bound themselves to complete strangers, putting them into a confined room together, and serving them alcohol.
Okay, when you put it like that.
It is not a path to growth. It is an orchestra of chaos.
Mm.
Paul C. Brunson is conducting a pressure cooker designed specifically for dinner table blow-ups.
Okay, maybe it's a little bit of both.
It's mostly the blow-ups.
But we have to talk about the couples we met because the casting this season is incredibly revealing. Let's start with Felipe and Tori.
The danger of pairing a survivor with an opportunist.
Yes. The party boy and the Pilates princess.
I need to take a deep breath before we unpack the psychology of Felipe.
Felipe is 29. He's an Italian restaurant owner. And the red flags were waving immediately, girl.
Blinding red flags.
He is a self-proclaimed late bloomer. He literally sat down, looked at the camera, and explained that he took Accutane, got his teeth done, started working out, and now claims that women are just as shallow as men because he gets hit on constantly.
Let's dissect the late bloomer ugly duckling, who suddenly acquires physical capital.
Please do.
It is one of the most dangerous demographics of men in the modern dating pool.
Truly terrifying.
Here is the underlying mechanism. They have years of built-up adolescent insecurity and resentment, right?
Yeah.
But they suddenly acquire the physical currency to attract the people who used to ignore them. Because their emotional maturity didn't evolve at the same rate as their jawline, they don't know how to handle the attention with grace.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they weaponize it. The ego inflation is catastrophic. He owns a restaurant, which means he has built a literal stage where he is the center of attention.
And he brags about bringing women there.
Exactly. He is addicted to the validation.
It's so true. And he proved that exact point when he missed his matchmaking Zoom meetings with Paul.
Unbelievable.
Multiple meetings. Because he was hungover.
He claims his lifestyle allows him to party until 4 a.m. because he doesn't have to be at the restaurant until 4 p.m.
Maybe it makes sense.
This is a fundamental misunderstanding of adult priorities. You are attempting to enter a legally binding marriage.
Right.
If you cannot wake up for a Zoom call that determines your literal life partner because you were doing tequila shots at a club, you are not ready for a wife.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
You are ready for a Gatorade, an ibuprofen, and a therapist.
And then, the Brazilian fun fact. He justified needing to always be ready for the ladies by saying Brazilians take 3 showers a day.
I mean, hygiene is great, but 3 showers a day because you constantly need to be physically prepped to flirt.
Exactly.
It's not about cleanliness. It's about constant readiness for external validation.
But the worst part, babes, the cheating confession.
I threw my pen across the room.
He claimed he cheated once in 2018, but he quote-unquote forgot about it for 2 years until it was brought up. How do you conceptually forget that you cheated on someone?
You don't. This is a classic distancing technique.
Really.
You either outright lie, or you are so incredibly detached from the emotional reality of the women you date that betraying them doesn't even register as a blick on your moral radar.
That is so dark.
Saying I forgot is a way of minimizing the harm. It tells the listener it meant so little to me that it slipped my mind. He didn't forget. He just structurally didn't care.
Ugh, poor Tori. Because we need to look at who they paired him with.
Yes, let's talk about Tori.
Tori is 32. She's a marketing manager. She has an incredibly intense backstory. She grew up on food stamps in a trailer park. She took on massive responsibility to help put her younger sister through college. And she is terrified of going back to being poor.
Understandably so.
She has hustled for every single ounce of stability she has.
She is a survivor. She is driven. She is a Pilates and hot yoga enthusiast. And she is fiercely protective of her hard-won stability.
Yeah.
Which makes pairing her with a 29-year-old hangover patient extremely suspicious on the part of the experts.
Did you catch her intro, though? I'm not crazy.
Whenever someone introduces themselves by unprompted declaring your sanity, my analytical alarms start blaring.
Totally.
Usually it means they're highly reactive to perceived threats. But honestly, compared to Felipe's behavioral profile, she seems like the epitome of grounded logic.
The wedding itself, though, it was a moment when she walked down the aisle, Felipe's jaw literally dropped.
It did.
He was stumbling over his words, whispering, "Wow, you are stunning." And Tori actually thought he was hot.
I will admit, Tori looked absolutely gorgeous. A classic, elegant bridal look. No over-the-top fabric, just pure, confident beauty. And yes, Felipe was gobsmacked.
See, this is why I have hope for them.
Oh, stop it.
Let's look at the mechanism of change here. Felipe was blatantly honest about his partying.
That doesn't make it good.
He didn't try to hide it from the experts. He didn't make up a polite excuse for missing the Zoom call. That honesty, however flawed, means he isn't hiding anything.
Oh my God.
And seeing Tori, maybe that's the reality check he needed. Maybe the shock of someone that incredible actually standing in front of him forces him to settle down because he realizes what he has.
No, I completely, unequivocally reject this premise.
Why not?
A 29-year-old man who built his entire identity around being the hot, partying restaurant owner does not undergo a fundamental psychological rewiring just because a pretty girl walks down an aisle.
But love.
Behavioral change requires internal friction, not just external stimulus. He is addicted to the validation of the party scene.
I guess.
Tori is looking for a partner to build a fortress of stability with. Felipe is looking for an audience to applaud his new jawline. This is a disaster waiting to happen.
We will see. Let's move on to our next couple who are giving me all the artistic feels, but also all the anxiety. Mecca and Bella Jolie.
The creative overthinkers.
Yes.
Creative overthinkers is a very polite, PR-friendly way of saying two exhausted people carrying a literal mountain of unresolved generational trauma.
Very accurate. Mecca is 28. He works for his family's sanitation business, cleaning porta potties, but he also models and caters. He is a relentless hustler.
He really is.
But the emotional baggage is severe. His biological mother left him, and then his dad remarried, and the stepmom left too, taking his step-siblings. He has profound, deeply rooted abandonment wounds.
Which brings us to the root of the trauma.
Oy.
His father, Logic.
Oh my God. Logic.
We need to spend significant time analyzing the sheer toxicity of this man.
We really do.
Logic showed up to his son's televised wedding wearing a white suit with no socks. And his ankles were so remarkably ashy, his own friend thought he was wearing white socks.
I was screaming.
Sir, if you are going to be on high-definition television in cropped suit pants, you need shea butter. You need cocoa butter. You need a dermatologist and an intervention.
It was a crime against moisture. But the ankles were just a symptom of a larger disease, Busty. His absolute main character syndrome.
Complete.
He was interrupting Mecca's prep, constantly trying to steal the spotlight, making the entire day about himself.
It was hard to watch.
Mecca is already deeply insecure and nervous about being abandoned at the altar, and his dad is just poking at his anxieties for screen time.
And the advice. The absolute most destructive wedding day advice in the history of this franchise.
Oh, no.
Logic looks at his incredibly vulnerable son and tells him, a kiss on the cheek makes her weak, but tongue makes her sprung.
Ew. Gross. Who says that to their son about a stranger he is legally binding his life to in 5 minutes?
A man who has been divorced twice and clearly views women as conquests to be manipulated rather than partners to be understood. By giving that advice, he planted this highly toxic expectation in Mecca's head right before he walked out there. He framed physical intimacy as a power dynamic.
And let's look at Bella Jolie's world, because she matches Mecca's hustle completely. She's 28, she has 3 jobs, singer, makeup artist, dance teacher.
Exhausting.
Her family dynamic is equally, if not more, complicated. She didn't meet her estranged dad until she was 20, and the very first thing he did was demand a DNA test.
Vile, invalidating behavior.
And her mom, named Violet, or maybe Violent. The captioning was very confusing.
Let's assume Violet, though Violent would be a profoundly iconic reality TV mom name given the circumstances.
True. Violet wanted Mecca to wear a white jacket to show he's an independent thinker, which he ironically did. But both Mecca and Bella Jolie claim to be lover boys and lover girls.
Right. And structurally, that makes perfect sense. They both have this highly idealized fairy tale vision of love, specifically to overcompensate for the deeply broken homes they grew up in.
Yes.
They want the matching outfits, the serenading, it's performative romance serving as a shield against the reality of abandonment.
But the reality of the wedding awkwardness pierced right through that shield. Mecca is out there with painted black nails, which is a great vibe. But Bella Jolie had already decided she was absolutely refusing a lip kiss.
Good for her.
She said it's too sacred for a stranger. She was protecting her peace. So when the time came, she strictly gave him the cheek.
And because logic had completely poisoned Mecca's brain with the cheek is for the weak nonsense, Mecca immediately spiraled.
It was so sad.
During the photo shoot, he was so painfully self-deprecating. He was doubting himself, questioning if she even liked him, completely withdrawing into his insecurities.
It was so hard to watch. You could see his childhood programming, that fear of rejection, overriding his joy in real time.
Exactly. The mechanism is clear. He requires constant, overt validation to feel safe, and Bella Jolie is setting a very reasonable, healthy physical boundary.
Right.
That clash, his anxious attachment versus her protective boundary, is going to be a fascinating psychological study.
Okay, brace yourself, because we have to talk about Adam and Marissa.
Oh, God.
The walking red flag and the allergic bride.
I have never disliked a reality TV participant as quickly, as deeply, and as analytically as I disliked Adam.
Adam is 31. He is a data analyst. He lives in a lake cabin on Mercer Island. He claims to have 1% body fat.
Stop.
Let's just pause there, because I need you to explain why this is so insane.
Medically speaking, if a human being truly has 1% body fat, they are in a state of critical organ failure. Essential body fat for a male to survive is around 25%. Claiming 1% body fat is like claiming a skyscraper was built without steel girders. If it's actually true, the whole system is in critical collapse.
Yeah.
But more likely, the architect is just lying to your face to sound impressive. Adam is either scientifically illiterate, aggressively exaggerating to feed his superiority complex, or a literal alien.
I'm leaning alien.
I'm leaning heavily toward the superiority complex.
He is obsessed with the word discipline. He thinks all his past girlfriends failed because they lacked discipline.
I'm fine.
And his bachelor party behavior, subjecting the other grooms to an 18-minute piano solo where he had to verbally announce he was warming up his hands.
He is insufferable. He is pompous. He is arrogant. He has complete main character syndrome.
Absolutely.
He uses the concept of wellness and discipline as a weapon to look down on others. He's Patrick Bateman without the raincoat.
Yes. But the most horrifying moment of the entire episode, babes, the situationship breakup.
Paul C. Brunson earning his entire seasonal paycheck right here.
Paul goes to Adam's perfectly curated bachelor pad, asks when a woman was last there. Adam, using the absolute worst vocabulary possible, says a female was there last week.
Any man who refers to women as females in a casual conversation is waving a neon warning sign.
Say it.
We need to talk about why this word is so toxic. It is dehumanizing and clinical. It strips the subject of their humanity and emotional complexity, reducing them to a biological category.
Exactly.
It's a distancing technique used heavily in spaces that commodify women.
So Paul forces Adam to call this woman on speakerphone to officially break things off, since Adam was just going to send a cowardly text.
Delicious television.
And the secondhand embarrassment girl, Adam gets on the phone and is like, hey, this is crazy, but I'm going on Married at First Sight, so I can't see you anymore, but I had an awesome time.
And the girl, the absolute icon on the other end of the phone, is dead silent for a second and then just goes, is this a joke? You should be sorry. I gotta go. Click.
Click. I was screaming at my television.
Queen behavior.
Adam was genuinely shocked she was mad. He looked at Paul and said, wow, she must really like me.
The delusion.
No, Adam. She was humiliated that you strung her along for 5 dates, slept with her, and wasted her time while you were actively auditioning to marry a stranger on a reality show.
He is incapable of empathy. He views women as plug-and-play accessories for his lifestyle. He genuinely could not compute why a human being would be upset at his total lack of regard for her feelings.
So true.
And speaking of viewing women as accessories, we have to discuss the disastrous gift exchange with Marissa.
Marissa, our 30-year-old program manager, she seems so fun and normal.
She does.
She sent him a sweet, thoughtful journal to write their story and a mini bottle of Maker's Mark to celebrate. A normal, fun wedding gift.
And Adam, Dr. 1% Body Fat, looks at this tiny airplane bottle of whiskey and labels it a red flag.
A red flag.
He launches into this hyper-rigid monologue about inflammation, cancer-causing chemicals, and his grand plan to retire at 40, which apparently means absolutely 0 empty calories. He judged her instantly based on a 2-ounce bottle of alcohol.
And what was Adam's gift to his bride? A kill switch to his boat.
Absurd.
Ski goggles. And a pickleball. And he literally announces to the camera, that he has an athletic training regimen ready for her the second they get back from the honeymoon.
He does not want a wife.
Yeah.
He wants a trainee.
Yeah.
He wants a highly customized AI companion that plays pickleball, perfectly aligns with his macros, loves his 16-pound cat, and never eats a carb. It is the ultimate manifestation of his need for control.
Oh my God, the cat. Let's talk about the cat. Marissa is severely allergic to cats.
She is.
Adam has a massive 16-pound cat and wants to build a farm of animals.
The matchmaking here isn't just negligent, it is genuinely malicious.
Marissa already has so much family trauma of her own. Her parents had a deeply messy divorce. She cut her dad off because of whatever horrible things happened, and she is actively mourning not having a dad walk her down the aisle.
Right.
But Adam has literally zero family showing up.
And this is a massive behavioral data point. He claims his parents are hiking in Iceland, his sister thinks the show is crazy so she refused to come, and his grandma refused to fly.
It's weird.
If not a single member of your family is willing to show up or alter their plans for your televised wedding, there is a systemic reason. And the reason is usually that you are intolerable to be around.
So the wedding happens, the ultimate cliffhanger. Marissa walks down the aisle. She looks at Adam. She stops dead in her tracks. She laughs and she says, I know him.
Chills. The dramatic irony is delicious.
Ken Snark Squad, I have to spill the Reddit and Instagram tea right now.
Oh, please do.
Rumor has it Adam used to be a massive partier at the bars in Ballard, like a known entity in the Seattle bar scene who was constantly out drinking.
So his whole clean living, inflammation-hating, disciplined persona is a recent rebrand.
Yes.
He's a complete fraud.
Yeah.
He is using this new wellness identity to mask his past.
Exactly. And allegedly, their marriage only lasts 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
They allegedly had to keep it a secret until the reunion. The rumor is that Adam dumps her because her lifestyle wasn't active enough and the intimacy wasn't working.
2 weeks. He subjected this woman to a televised wedding just to dump her because she wasn't hitting her pickleball quotas. I am disgusted, but also I cannot wait to watch every single second of it unfold.
It is going to be premium television. Okay, let's pivot to segment 1. Match made or mistake.
Let's do it.
The rule is simple. We debate the experts' logic for each of the 3 couples. Was it a good match, or did production set them up to fail? What would we have done differently based on their psychological profiles? Let's start with Felipe and Tori.
Mistake. Massive, glaring mistake.
Really? Just right off the bat.
Yes. Look, I get the surface-level logic that the producers used to justify this. They both value family, they both have humble beginnings, they both claim to want a traditional dynamic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The experts looked at a spreadsheet and checked the demographic boxes, but they ignored the behavioral data. Felipe is a 29-year-old man who prioritizes a 4 a.m. after-party over a matchmaking meeting.
True.
Tori is a 32-year-old woman who has fought tooth and nail for stability and cannot afford to mother a grown man who is going through a delayed adolescence.
I want to say match made just to be optimistic, but I can't. The only way this is a match is if Tori is actually just pretending to want a serious marriage for the camera and is fine with a superficial partnership.
Exactly.
But if her trauma about poverty and stability is genuine, it's a mistake, what would you have done differently?
I would have matched Tori with someone 10 years older who is completely over the bar scene. Someone established, boring, and emotionally secure. Someone whose primary goal is building a quiet, stable life. And I would have sent Felipe home to take his 4th shower of the day and figure out why he needs constant validation from strangers.
Harsh, but fair. What about Mecca and Bella Jolie? Match made or mistake?
This one, I will cautiously say match made, but with an asterisk the size of Seattle.
Asterisk.
They're both exhausted creatives. They both have deep parental abandonment issues. The experts clearly thought they have the same wound, they can heal each other, but trauma bonding is not a sustainable foundation for marriage.
I am fully saying match made. They have this shared artistic vibe, this same quirky humor. Did you see them both say they were all matching outfits and to be serenaded to sleep?
I did, unfortunately.
They speak the exact same language of performative romance.
But the daddy issues. If 2 people are drowning in the same ocean, they can't be each other's lifeguard.
Oof. That's a quote.
Mecca's dad is actively tearing down his confidence, and Bella Jolie refuses to engage physically because of her own protective walls.
Yeah.
It is a recipe for triggering each other endlessly.
So what would you have done?
I would have paired Mecca with someone incredibly grounding and nurturing, someone who doesn't need to be the star, who could just be a safe harbor for his anxieties. Bella Jolie has too many jobs and too much drive to be his emotional support animal.
Okay, moving on to the main event. Adam and Marissa. Match made or mistake?
This is not a mistake. This is premeditated reality TV murder.
It is 100% a mistake. She is allergic to cats. He has a 16-pound cat and wants a farm of animals.
Right.
He is intensely rigid and anti-alcohol, lecturing about cancer cells. She likes fireball shots and microwavable mac and cheese. Why on earth did the experts do this to her?
Because it's television. The casting algorithm prioritizes volatile attachment styles over true compatibility.
It's so messed up.
Paul C. Brunson sat in that cabin, listened to Adam talk about females and his 1% body fat, watched him ruthlessly dump a girl on speakerphone without a shred of empathy, and thought, oh, America's going to love hating this man.
Honestly, yeah.
Let's put him with a fun, slightly messy girl who likes tequila and see how fast he implodes.
Yeah.
They sacrificed Marissa for ratings.
It's so cruel to Marissa, though. If I were the experts, I wouldn't have cast Adam at all. He needs therapy, a diary, and a mirror, not a wife.
Right.
And I would have matched Marissa with the guy who owns the boat but actually likes to have a beer on it and doesn't install a kill switch as a wedding gift.
Exactly. Which brings us to segment 2, green flags and red flags.
Ooh.
Let's rank the biggest ones from the episode and, crucially, explain why they matter behaviorally.
Okay, my biggest green flag of the entire episode was Tori's bridal look. It was classic, stunning. She didn't overdo the accessories. It showed she is confident in her own skin.
Shallow green flag, but I'll accept it as a sign of self-assurance.
Thank you.
My biggest green flag was Bella Jolie setting a firm physical boundary at the altar. Not kissing a stranger on the mouth immediately, despite the immense pressure of the cameras, the producers, the family, and the entire setup.
That takes guts.
It shows she will not abandon her own comfort or principles for a performance. That is a massive indicator of long-term emotional intelligence.
I love that. Another green flag. Mecca's dad, and I know we roasted him, but Logic had one piece of actually good advice. When Mecca was freaking out about her not liking him, Logic said, "What's the worst that can happen? You have people who love you." That was genuinely sweet and grounding.
A broken, ashy clock is right twice a day.
Oh my God.
Now for the red flags, let's just unfurl the massive crimson banner that is Adam.
Adam referring to women as females, #1 worst red flag. It instantly tells you how he views gender dynamics as a hierarchy where he is the clinical observer and women are a species to be managed.
Perfectly said. Adam's entire lack of family support, we touched on this, but it's a profound red flag.
Yeah.
Weddings are monumental cultural milestones. If your own parents prefer a hike in Iceland to your wedding, you are the problem in that family dynamic.
Felipe missing crucial matchmaking Zoom meetings because he was hungover. Red flag for immaturity and a complete lack of impulse control.
Mecca's dad trying to steal the spotlight at his son's wedding by acting like a stand-up comedian. Red flag for generational trauma and narcissistic tendencies that Mecca is undoubtedly going to have to unlearn.
Which brings us perfectly to segment 3. Would we say yes?
Absolutely not.
I need to know. If the experts came to you tomorrow, having analyzed your psychological profile, would you agree to get married at first sight?
Absolutely. Categorically, legally, spiritually, no.
See, part of me spirals about the terrifying excitement of it.
You're insane.
The adrenaline of walking down the aisle, the doors opening, seeing the suit, realizing this is your person. The pure chaos of moving in with a total stranger. It would be such an adventure. It's the ultimate surrender of control.
You are romanticizing a hostage situation.
The top.
Think about the absolute paralyzing fear of walking down the aisle, the doors opening, and them turning around, and it's an Adam.
Okay, ew.
A man who has already planned a pickleball training schedule for you and is internally calculating the cellular inflammation caused by the champagne you just drank in the limo.
Okay, that is my literal nightmare.
The chaos of living with a stranger isn't an adventure. It's a true crime documentary waiting to happen. How do they squeeze the toothpaste? Do they leave cabinet doors open? Do they refer to women as females?
Stop, I'm getting stressed.
Do they play 18-minute piano solos when you are trying to read a book in your own living room?
Okay. But if we had to do it, what are your absolute non-negotiables? What are the behavioral traits you would demand?
Non-negotiable #1, must have a verifiable positive relationship with at least 2 family members or long-term friends who are willing to be on camera to vouch for their sanity.
Very smart.
#2, must not own a podcast microphone or refer to themselves as an entrepreneur if they don't have an LLC.
Fair.
#3, must understand that a coffee walk is an interview, not a date.
Okay, my non-negotiables. Must actively support my iced coffee addiction without judging the sugar content.
Good luck.
Cannot be a 1% body fat piano playing narcissist.
Set the bar a little higher, maybe.
Must find my chaotic energy endearing rather than exhausting. And honestly, must know how to apologize without using the word but. Because an apology with a but is just a defense attorney's opening statement.
Honestly, we are never getting cast on this show. We are far too aware of the manipulation tactics.
Probably for the best. All right, segment 4. Next week's marriage predictions. We have to lay our cards on the table.
Let's do it.
Couple most likely to succeed. I am pushing hard for Mecca and Bella Jolie.
Really? Still.
I really believe their shared artistic vibes and their profound desire to break the cycle of their broken homes will pull them through. If they can just communicate past their initial triggers, they have the foundation to build something beautiful.
I reluctantly agree, mostly by process of elimination.
Yay.
But I am deeply worried about the collision of their coping mechanisms. If Mecca requires constant vocal validation and Bella Jolie responds to stress by becoming closed off and guarded, that artistic vibe will turn into a silent retreat real fast. But fine, they have the highest percentage chance of surviving the 8-week experiment.
Couple most likely to explode.
Unanimously, Adam and Marissa. The only debate is how the explosion happens mechanically.
I think she snaps.
You do?
I think she tries to be accommodating. She tries to do the pickleball. She tries his strict diet. And then one night she just wants a glass of wine and some mac and cheese. And he makes a passive-aggressive comment about inflammation. And she realizes she is suffocating and absolutely loses her mind.
Interesting. No, I think he snaps.
Why?
I think Adam's mask of discipline is incredibly fragile. I think Marissa will just exist, laughing loudly, having a drink with her friends, not adhering to his rigid timeline, and he will view her joy as a personal attack on his control.
Oh, that's dark.
He will snap because he cannot control her. He dumps her because she refuses to be his compliant AI robot wife.
That makes so much sense. It's about his loss of control, not her breaking point. Okay, biggest surprise prediction.
I predict Felipe actually settles down.
Wait, you do?
I think he defies the party boy edit. I think Tori is going to put her foot down early, and Felipe, who is secretly just deeply insecure and lonely beneath the bravado, is going to fold immediately and become a doting, obsessed husband who realizes the 4 a.m. club scene is entirely hollow.
I love that. I want that for Tori so badly. And finally, one completely chaotic theory for the season.
Oh, I have been waiting for this. My chaotic theory is about Adam and Marissa, when she said, "I know him at the altar."
Yes.
Think about the sociology of the Seattle dating scene. What if the woman Adam called on speakerphone, the situationship he dumped, is actually best friends with Marissa?
Gasps. No.
Yes. Think about it. Seattle's a big city, but the dating circles for 30-somethings are incredibly small and insular.
That is so true.
Marissa said her friends love to drink and have a good time. Adam dates party girls but doesn't commit to them, keeping them at a clinical distance.
Yeah.
What if Marissa knows Adam because he has been stringing along her best friend for months, and this entire wedding was a setup by the universe or the producers for her to confront him?
I have full-body chills, bestie. If that is true, this will go down as the greatest season of reality television in human history. The ultimate karmic retribution.
I am manifesting it. The behavioral data supports the possibility of an overlapping social circle.
What a show. Snark Squad, we are turning it over to you. We need you in the comments, in the DMs, everywhere. When you think about your own need for control versus surrender, what would your dream first date be? The expensive curated dinner or the chaotic street food adventure?
And tell us, looking at the psychological warfare these people are walking into, would you ever have the guts or the sheer delusion to marry a total stranger on reality TV? What is your absolute unbreakable deal breaker?
And crucially, what is the best travel shopping experience or the worst knockoff you have ever bought? I need to validate my Ethiopian market choices and my need for chaos.
But before we go, we want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Just something to chew on while you drink your iced coffee today and analyze the people in your own life.
Think about Adam.
If Adam's own family, his parents, his sister, his grandmother, deliberately chose not to attend his wedding, a major televised life event, what does that tell us about how he treats the people closest to him when the cameras aren't rolling?
Oof. Let that sink in. Thank you all so much for listening. Remind yourselves to subscribe, leave a glowing review, and share this conversation with another messy babe in your life who needs to dissect this drama with us.
We appreciate you all. Stay hydrated.
Stay romantic, stay chaotic, and we'll see you on the snark side.